contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
great again! Nerd! Nerd!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes, 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 yes. Get rid of your six-sided ring array. Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
I don't care how big, how tough, or what they've accomplished. They're nerds.
Plus, if you have ovaries, prepare to lose them.
Well, you know what sound that means. We're back. It's a very busy week. Absolutely. It is the biggest week of the year is coming on. Thanks for listening, folks, to all the stuff we put out last week. We had like 4.5 hours worth of episodes and content last week. It was pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Like, if you haven't seen the new video episode, follow us at the WHPC on Twitter. I've put a bunch of links there. You can follow us at the WHPC on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. And if you're not subscribed via iTunes, Google Play, or wherever, which you should do. It's just the easiest way to listen to the show, isn't it, Josh? At least I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're Howard.
Right.
I'm the champ.
Right.
You just call me the champ.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Call me by my proper name.
I'm going to get to. I have an order of the things. I'm trying to make it to where it's easily gotten to and nicely segued to. But we gotta do the business first.
I didn't want to interrupt, but refer to me as champ.
All right, we will. We'll do that later. Subscribe on iTunes and all those places, and you won't have to go to thewhpc.podbean.com, but the video episode, brand new video episode, still very funny. We taped that on, I want to say Wednesday afternoon. I was in the city all day. Yeah, that was the same night as a mosh pit broke out at Legion of Skanks and destroyed the table that they record their podcasts. Very busy week. New people to the show. Old people leaving, and then coming right back again. Champions were had. How many shows did we watch this weekend? It's been a lot.
Well, I probably watched about 8 or 9
Did you have a good
shows. I had a blast.
I hope everybody else had fun. Because there are some people that are probably still not having fun. Stop watching wrestling then. Like, if you hadn't had any kind of fun this entire last week, go away. Like, why are you here then? If you're not having any kind of fun.
If you didn't have a good weekend, you weren't doing it right.
Yeah, you obviously have to either change what you're watching, who you're watching it with, or maybe you weren't drunk enough.
Yeah, one of those.
I was definitely many of those. How much of that bottle of tequila did I put away?
About 3/4 of a handle.
Not a handle. Maybe a fifth. I got
fifth.
Yeah, a fifth.
750 milliliters.
Fifth.
Whatever the stupid nickname is for that. You did most of that bottle. It was decent vodka. Not vodka.
No, not this time.
Rum.
No, it was tequila.
Oh, it was tequila. That's right.
I got the good stuff.
That's right.
And I had a wonderful time on Sunday.
Yeah. It was cool.
Do you have any highlights of the week before we get into all the other stuff?
There's
favorite show?
Because
there was a lot of them that happened this week.
I tell you, if I had to give you a top 5 of the weekend, it would have been NXT Takeover. It would have been Supercard, Joey Janela's Spring Break. I thought Matt Riddle's Bloodsport was pretty cool.
It was very different.
WrestleMania beats out Matt Riddle's Bloodsport. Yes, that's for sure. Yes. If I had to give you a top 5, WrestleMania is in the top 5, and it ends with Matt Riddle's Bloodsport. It was a great weekend.
It was. But as you did mention, I am no longer the Stone Cold Locks champion.
Yes.
Because WrestleMania, and you know what? Every year, WrestleMania is the worst thing to pick. There were things at WrestleMania that I thought were etched in stone
me
that were
too.
going to happen.
Those are the ones that I got wrong.
Not a single person that we had in the mega Stone Cold Locks this week was over 500. Not a single person. If you guys missed it, you missed your chance to get in with the hundreds of thousands of listeners into the Stone Cold Locks, because everybody's been clamoring for a shot at this title, Josh. Right here. The title that you now have around your waist or neck, because I know it can't fit around my waist, so it definitely can't fit around yours.
Not around any adults, that's for sure.
But if you, and then we'll do this for Backlash as well, follow us at the WHPC on Twitter. Like and retweet the big Stone Cold Locks tweet that we put out, and you too can be in the running for this very Stone Cold Locks title. This week we had at Philip Goad. He put up the strongest effort of anyone that is not a regular on this show, and put up a 4-5 record there this week. But our first ever English competitor, you got to step your game up, sir. Matty Delore from at TWM News, if you got a chance to hear that wonderful crossover. A very long episode. They go into all the details. Yes. Like, I got the script beforehand. I'm like, oh, so this is all of Raw, huh? Step by step through Raw. I'm like, all right.
I heard by the end of the show you needed just to take a break, take a breather.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was, just as we got to Stone Cold Locks, I kind of freaked out for a second.
It's like, oh.
It was like an hour. An hour in at that point, I think.
You almost had a system crash.
Oh, yeah, I had to reboot there for a minute.
Compiling. All right, we're good.
But a very good show. Follow them. Check them out as well. I put all their links in that episode, I believe, as well. Myself and Brock Lola tied at 3-8. But you, sir, with a couple of key picks.
Yes.
Which ones were they?
I'll tell you right now. I chose Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon to win.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Bryan was coming back.
Yeah, I know.
And his first match back
I
was where?
Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah. It made no sense for them to lose. And as we're seeing right now, Sami and Kevin are trying to get hired at Raw.
I got argued into
and they were told TNA's also hiring.
Yeah. I was argued into Steph winning that match.
Oh, by who?
By the other two.
Oh, man.
Because they thought they were going to do dirty heel stuff and they wouldn't go over 2 years in a row. So you were the only one that picked those two, and those two got you huge wins.
Triple H is on a losing streak.
Yeah, yes he is. I thought Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were absolutely going to win, though. Because they had to get their job back. I figured they weren't going to beat Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan will look great going over and everything, which was a great match, by the way.
They burned all their bridges there and then pissed on it. That chapter should be closed, as it is.
I'm curious to see what they do with them, but... other than that, I was the only one that picked the Bludgeon Brothers to win.
Yeah,
the only one.
Yeah, that'll give it
6-second match that they.
That'll give it to you. That was the other surprise. Not only the result, but how quickly that match felt like it got cut short. It was like,
yeah,
it was done before I even got another drink. I was just like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, it was kind of, and then the other one. Not a single person picked it.
What's that?
For either title match. No one picked either title match at all.
No one chose Charlotte over Asuka, I'm guessing.
Or AJ or Brock.
Wow.
Because
Brock.
Brock. Follow at the WHPC on Instagram. You'll see what that was about. That was Brock Lesnar coming out and me most of the bottle of tequila. We like to have fun here.
Going into the 5th hour, it's going to be a tricky rat. It's going to be a bumpy rat.
Oh, boy, was it. So, yeah, man, I'm just ready to be done with Brock Lesnar. I shouted it at somebody early. I was at Guest Digital last night, and I out loud, because Harrington does MMA stuff. He's into WWE, and I know some of the other people are. But he's like, "So, what do you think about Mania?" And they start talking about Brock Lesnar. I'm like, I'm done with Brock Lesnar. Oh, I thought you were leaving. I thought we were done with this.
But Mr. Heyman told you.
I don't care what Heyman said.
Spoiler alert, and that exactly what it was.
I'm just over Brock fucking Lesnar, man.
Yeah.
I just don't need Brock Lesnar around anymore. I don't care. I want a title that's actually around. I would have been okay with Roman.
You don't
winning.
want a title that sticks around. You want a champion that sticks around that you see like every week.
Yeah.
And it's not like a convoluted, confusing story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then speaking of convoluted stories, was the Roman thing on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. When your initial thoughts of being booked, it was that morning. We woke up. I sent you my phone. Why is Roman was already booked for a rematch?
Yeah,
like before.
Why does from a
streets of New Orleans was still they were still sweeping up the bottles and dead fans, and they already booked that rematch. That was so fast, but the first things he does is complain.
I don't think he complained
per se, but here's the thing. He kind of deflected. It's like, look, guys.
Stop.
Don't give me heat. It's not my fault that I got booked again the next day.
That's not what he even said.
What he said.
But it wasn't. Besides that, in general, why does the guy that lost to Brock Lesnar again, getting another title shot?
And they don't explain. And they didn't explain it.
And then he tries to turn it into some weird conspiracy theory. He's like, no, you just got gift wrapped another wrestle.
Did somebody give him the wrong promo? Like, I thought you were supposed to sell us on this, and instead you made excuses.
Yeah, like it didn't make any sense. It's like you should be excited that you have a rematch because you lost. Who cares
if
about?
You're trying to tell me you don't want this rematch, then you got to come out and say
you can just walk away from
you don't
the
want
rematch.
this rematch. I don't know, man. It was mixed messages.
Yeah,
followed by
sure.
the return of Joe.
Hell yeah.
Who just says you're complaining and I'm tired of it. You're gonna get your ass kicked in Saudi Arabia, and then I'm gonna beat your ass at Backlash.
Yeah. And he's the only guy outside of Braun who is Samoa Joe, who's even gotten close. Like he's the only Roman hasn't gotten close. WrestleMania, the finish of Mania was like, I don't understand it. He got the shit kicked out of him. It was like John Cena at SummerSlam. It was a lot of suplexes and a lot of F5.
John Cena at SummerSlam was at least a shorter match. Man, 9 suplexes
and wrap it up,
6
sir.
F5s. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But anyway,
busted open hard way. Still just to lose super hard.
He was bleeding a lot.
Super hard.
So, congratulations. You are the new... and for the year-long stats, within one show, you are able to catch everybody.
Yep.
It's been pretty close all year anyway.
Yeah.
But now
it's usually been like 1 or 2 picks at most.
Yeah. Myself and Brock Lola, 10, 11, and 1. You are 11, 10, and 1.
Funny how you two can see each other out.
Well, it's probably always going to be like that. There's going to be but it's just one person has to rise above. That's all.
The cream rises.
There you go, sir. Exactly. So, did you have a favorite non-WWE show? Because I want to touch on some of that other stuff because we'll get back to WrestleMania as a whole, Raw and SmackDown and all that. I just kind of want to get to that other stuff because we can talk for another 2 hours about everything that happened at NXT, Raw, SmackDown, and Mania as it is.
I don't know. I really love Spring Break.
Spring Break 2 was fun.
Spring Break 2 was fun. The entire weekend, I want to remember to mention this. I want to mention this, that the entire weekend, the running joke was not to do any of the moves on the supposed naughty
I'm so
list.
happy that they did that.
Yes.
That they turned everybody that was freaking out on Twitter. It's like, do you think they're going to shut up? What did we tell you last week?
Yeah.
Shut up. Just
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Relax. Nobody's going to shut down any shows.
That looks like a problem the promoter deals with, and guess what? They've had plenty of time.
Yeah.
They'll deal with it, and if they don't, they'll come up with an angle.
And every single show had some sort of goofy reference to the New Orleans Athletic Commission.
Yes,
the entire weekend.
Who were in some cases like
At the
present.
They said in the clusterfuck somebody had to get ejected from the arena for doing a move.
I'll tell you exactly what it was. It was a guy doing a pile driver on the Invisible Man. That's how they got away with it. And as soon as he hits it, the entire arena explodes. Oh no! And then
because he teases it first too, and everyone's like, "No, you can't!
Don't do that. That move's banned."
And that's probably my favorite part of some of the indie shows at the WWN and stuff like that. Is that the fan interaction and the willingness to play along is second to none. And it was just so great.
It wasn't that show. It was one of those GCW shows. In the very beginning, someone just is like, "Wow, wasn't that Flow Slam such a rib?" Flow Slam, you had to get to watch half of this shit last year, and now they're gone, and it's either WWN or Twitch for the most of those non-wrestling
there was like
shows.
2 or 3 shows on Twitch this week.
A couple big ones.
Everybody was saying that the Lucha Underground Impact show was really good. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was that great. It was okay.
It got lost from. I'd have to go back and watch it. It got lost in the thick of it all for me because I was watching a couple other shows at the same time.
Yeah. The War Room. The
Command Center.
The Command Center was at DEF CON 2 there for a while.
It was a humming. I did a lot. I got to say though, one of the things that made me kind of lull was Del Rio no showing the Lucha Underground Impact show. Me?
Like, come on, dude.
Like,
you can no show some,
He no shows tag matches a lot. I noticed, but that's the last time because
he's done. He's officially done.
He's gone.
He's been released
gone,
and everything. I just don't. Why?
I don't know, man. Does it matter? If we
doesn't.
Find out right?
Like,
it really doesn't at this point.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
it's just like Austin Aries said the next night. Like, we just got to move on. So now they're gonna have a new main event for their next upcoming show. Yeah, it's gonna be.
No one should book him ever again.
It's gonna be that main event match again. Austin Aries, Phoenix, and Pento. And
absolutely,
I'm be excited for that.
No
one should book him ever again.
No, they shouldn't. Why should they? Why? You're bailing on major promotions.
I don't know.
You've got nothing but a fucking sideshow of bullshit that follows you if you show up at all.
Yeah.
It's not the first time he's no-showed.
Yeah.
It's like this is the 4th time he's no-showed somewhere.
It's no difference for us. He was the only person to no-show the weekend, but his results we found out fairly quickly. Yeah. His consequences. That was the word I was looking for.
It's just dumb, and it's just like the fact that I knew something was going to come up as soon as they started to hitch their wagon to him again. It's like he doesn't care. He just doesn't care.
Meh.
Get out of here. Good riddance.
All right,
we're done here, sir.
He's off your screen. Not that you're really worried anyway.
Joey Janela's spring break. If it comes around to your WrestleMania when you get it in your hometown, just go. It looked like it was sold out. That place was packed for spring break.
Packed for a midnight show, which is ridiculous, man.
Midnight on a Friday.
Midnight on a Friday night.
For those of you who didn't see it, I would highly suggest you figuring out a way to see it. It's Joey Janela's spring break. We've been talking about it like crazy. It's the show that came out of nothing last year and was kind of a small show, but everybody went, man, that was ridiculous and fun.
Yeah.
And this year, it had to sell out that building. It was a major show.
They did
and it was just it was the show that was a party to get. It was like the party before all the real stuff happens.
Outside
you know what I mean?
of like Supercard and WWE,
but I mean, like before,
that had all that had a ton of hype come from.
But I mean, it's the show that's like, all right, man. We're going to have a party Friday night and then serious business from here on out. You know what I mean? Because it's all day Saturday. You had all the serious shows. You had championship matches, and you had NXT and Supercard and everything that night, and then WrestleMania on Sunday. The only reason you were staying up late on Saturday is if you decided to watch Kaiju, which I had to give them credit for. They started putting the effort back into it.
Or House of Hardcore, which started an hour after NXT finished. So if you were at one building, you had an hour to get to another.
Yeah. But I liked the Bloodsport show. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was just different.
It absolutely was. It was as a quick reminder. It was no pinfalls. It was knockout or submission only rules. And as an extra bonus, they removed all the ropes.
Yeah,
which looked weird at first.
They made it look like it was a grappling match or just there was no wrestling moves. It was all strikes and grappling.
No pro wrestling.
Right.
Nobody's bouncing off any ropes. No one's diving. It was just straight up grappling,
like Bloodsport.
Some power moves, especially when Walter came in and decided to toss Filthy Tom Lawler around, which was probably one of my favorite matches of the night. As Tom Lawler,
legitimate
selling
fighter
the
too.
Shit out of his arm. Which Walter was working the whole time. A legit fighter, like you said, and he's going like a similar path to like Shayna Baszler did. I'm going to go right into pro wrestling, right into indie level.
I think it's because he got suspended
from
from the UFC for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he's still. I hear he still might be somewhat contracted, but his suspension now. He
has to deal with this. He can't fight because he's under suspension for X amount of time. He can be reinstated, but whether he's going to be too old to fight at that point, at that level, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose at this point. Yeah, so he's just like, fuck it.
Fuck it, I'll do pro wrestling. I can get paid, right?
Let's do a pro wrestling show, get a paycheck, and he looked great out there, too. It was, and then, of course, the replacing Low Key with Minoru Suzuki.
You want to talk an upgrade. Holy shit. It's like, Low Key's gone. Well, who do we have? Minoru Suzuki? Wait, really?
Wait, he's in town? All right. Yeah. He's not booked on any other card that weekend, which is weird.
Were we able to get him from the beginning?
Yeah. Was this option one? You didn't pass on option one, did you?
Why the hell did we have Loki here?
And then the running joke the next night how he showed up to collect his deposit or some shit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't. And it was like it was a running joke from last year because I believe Excalibur was running spring or had some sort of part of spring break last year, and he was annoyed when
Suzuki?
No. Excalibur was annoyed when like Dink didn't showed up and then just left in the middle of clusterfuck because he got paid already. I was like, oh, I guess Dink said, I'm good. I'm taking out. I did my money's worth. I'm rambling. Go ahead.
And the Shimmer show as well.
Shimmer show was cool.
I still have to watch a bunch of that.
Yeah, the biggest difference between last year's shows this weekend and this year's shows is WWN Live stepped up production.
Everybody had a better production across the board.
Everyone stepped up their game, which was awesome, and put on a really cool show to make it worth going to these shows.
The big main on the Shimmer show was for Mercedes.
Yeah, Savoy Mercedes for the Shimmer title.
And was there any other big? I mean, you saw it. I didn't get a chance to see it, so here's your chance
Shazza McKenzie defended her harder Shimmer champion, their mid-card title against Tessa B.
All right,
which was also really cool. I got to see Delilah Doom and Leva Bates as tag team champions defend their title, and did
everybody retain or did anybody actually drop?
And anybody nope, everybody retained.
Okay.
I'm thinking back. Yep, nothing moved. There were a couple tag matches in there, which were cool. It was a cool show. I think last year's show had a couple. That was another big thing. Is this was like Kimberly's big return back to Shimmer as well,
and a bunch of other shows this weekend too.
Oh yeah, all over the weekend.
That was another interesting show that I had to turn off because it was getting too late. Was the Lit Up show, which was all the intergender matches.
Oh yeah, the Beyond Wrestling,
which was very fun to watch too. But speaking of people getting new titles, NXT was pretty fucking fantastic.
Ichiban.
Yeah. NXT was show of the weekend for me.
Fucking crazy.
It wasn't even really close. I mean, WrestleMania was... Look,
WrestleMania was pretty
wasn't-
cool.
WrestleMania could have been better because they just took a bunch of weird turns with title choices.
Yeah.
But whatever.
It was TV matches with some weird results.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania's... It was cool. Don't get me wrong.
It was cool.
I had fun at WrestleMania.
It wasn't cool, but it
it's
wasn't
too
the
long.
best wrestling show of the entire weekend.
No.
That
was
might have
NXT.
to go to NXT without a doubt.
It started with that North American title ladder match, and holy shit.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Like, you know how the first little hill on the roller coaster is usually not too bad. It's just to propel you to the next one. No, right off the bat, we just went right up to the top and came down at a nice 70 degree steep angle.
It was
shit.
fucking crazy.
It was incredible.
Death Valley Driver on the ladder from what? Dream stole the show in that match, to be honest. And the other part of the match was Ricochet was finally being seen for the first time in front of millions of people's eyes.
Just blowing skulls off
Yeah,
of heads
all-
left and right.
I don't know. Like literally everybody was turning to each other and going, "That was the first match. What the fuck?"
I gotta like.
I need a minute.
I need a break, and I gotta calm down.
And then I didn't think there was gonna be like I felt bad for whoever had to come out next
until whoever came out next.
But I mean,
and wrestled their match.
But the ladder match was ridiculous. You had Ricochet doing everything Ricochet does. You had Adam Cole, baby, finally taking a title, and I didn't think he was going to win the match there.
No.
Like, this match was crazy.
He's got double duty that night, and he won the ladder match.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It was nuts.
I think my favorite part of that match...
My choice was either him or EC3. I didn't think anybody else was going to pick that up.
EC3 is immediately over. Like, holy shit, dude. My favorite little thing was at the end of the match where Adam Cole's like limping and like crawling down like on the ground on the ladder, but then he hears a part of the song and he's looking at the title and just goes boom.
He just checking it out and then just reacts to the music.
And it was just like that might I want that to be my favorite match of the week, but it's not.
It's not.
Because there are two other matches later on in the show.
Yep.
That are ridiculously could be or should be nominated for Match of the Year.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Like NXT has all the WWE Match of the Year nominations so far.
Exactly. They stack those numbers every year the last 2 years now because it's just booked differently. It's a different show.
Your first new WWE champion of the weekend, Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Or after Adam Cole. Shayna Baszler is finally NXT champion after she just beats the piss out of Ember Moon.
They come in there after this ridiculous ladder match and brings it down. Tranquilo. Take your time.
And it was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Got to see some grappling.
Yes, you did. Got to see a lot of grappling.
A lot of grappling. A lot of arm bars. Everyone trying to work everybody, and then Shayna Baszler coming out on top. A 2 year? Yeah, 2 year pro.
3 now, I think.
This is going to third, huh?
Yeah, I mean, either way, she's relatively fresh in the business.
Very.
And she's only been in NXT for a very short time. And then we'll get to what happened to Ember Moon later. So she's going to be running NXT for the next little bit. I don't see anybody beating Shayna anytime soon.
Reign of Terror
is about to begin, sir.
Well, I don't expect her title to go anywhere for at least a couple defenses because they're gonna feed her a bunch of.
She's not gonna do any work against people other than just tear people's arms.
Exactly.
Off for a while.
Like we shouldn't see her be doing anything else except talking about when she's gonna tear her opponent's arm off and then tearing her opponent's arm off.
Exactly.
It's gonna be fine. Open the doors to the PC. Just give her.
Keep
just give her all the greenhorns.
This is how you put on a choke. This is a triangle.
I heard you have a sleeping disorder. I have a what? Shh. And she got to celebrate with Rhonda and Jesse Dukes, right?
I don't know
At the
who it was.
ringside. I recognized her from the New Year's video when a bunch of chicks were just chopping the shit out of each other for New Year's, which was hilarious.
And then you go right into that great triple threat tag match.
Yeah, that's right. Then it was the tag team titles and for the Dusty Road Cup as well.
And the swerve of the century.
Oh my God.
Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Roderick Strong, after all said and done, has a chance to help Pete Dunne win and just backbreakers the fucking hell out of him and tosses Adam Cole, baby. Or was it Adam Cole that gets the cover?
No, I think he tossed Kyle on him.
Nah, either way.
Toss
either way.
Toss him on him. Watch
Either
it
way.
happen. Swerve of the century. It was stepping on top of Dunn to go over to Cole and to yank his armband off of his sleeve,
And
slide it up, and the two of them were just like, oh my God, they were marking out harder than the fans were. Like, oh my God, this is happening. This is happening right now. I forgot. I completely forgot. They wanted him to join so bad.
Right.
And he just didn't give him an answer yet.
Right. I mean, he said no. And he's been fighting with them, but then he changed his mind, I guess. So I'm assuming they're going to run the Freebird rule on that one?
Yeah. Considering, I mean, as soon as that happened, it was more obvious than ever. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. Bobby Fish is going to be out for a while, so we absolutely do need this extra talent on board.
ACL is like 6 months.
Yeah,
It's
easily
it's a long
And he
one.
got hurt like what, maybe 3 months ago, most likely
No,
two.
I thought it was before that.
Nah,
I thought it was recently, dude.
No, it was tapings, dude. It was a
Are
couple
you
months
sure?
back. It was at most 2 months, which is great. That's 2 months down.
I thought it was...
At least 4 more to go.
I think you might be off on that one.
Whatever. Point is, he's not coming back for a little while, so they added Roddy. And if you argue with me about it, I will give you a backbreaker.
I'm excited because now we have essentially a Ring of Honor
I'm so
stable.
excited because of that. I'm like, yes! What better to be champs with your friends?
So, Undisputed Era actually has a whole fuck ton of titles to work with.
They have most of the gold now.
Yeah, they're only missing one, and that is because right after that match, we had the Insta Classic that was Aleister Black versus Cien El Idolo.
I even forgot until he reminded me. By the way, this is the same match that happened a year ago, and guess what?
And you know
Andrade
what?
lost.
Sometimes that works out real well, and other times it doesn't. Because unlike in the
I tell you,
WWE, we have the same exact match happening at Backlash that happened 1 year ago today.
Hey, like I just said, history repeats itself.
Yuck.
That's why a lot of my picks worked.
Yuck. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal again.
Now who's jumping ahead of
I am
everybody?
jumping ahead. I'm sorry, I had to so they knew what I was talking about. Anyway, we'll get to it. But awesome fucking match, man.
Awesome
From
match.
all the interference from Zelina Vega, goes to the well one too many times.
Gets caught.
And that black mask off the top
Yeah.
rope.
That's awesome.
Such a great match. I can't wait to see what else happens here. And another guy that's kind of people are forgetting about, but everybody's kind of focused a little bit more on what Gargano has done. But Cien has had some crazy good matches.
I wouldn't be too surprised if he were to show up in Superstar Shake-Up next week. Considering
we could see something
considering like he's one of he's one of those list. He's on a list of guys you could argue are ready. Holy shit, man! The work that he puts out now, the character he's developed. Don't get me wrong. I don't care where he goes. I just want to see him on my TV.
I think the problem with that is that he doesn't speak English yet. Which is, I don't mind if he has somebody
that hasn't stopped Asuka.
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. I kind of want to see what he can do in it. I think there's still more to be done in NXT. Maybe a little bit.
I agree. He is not. Still has a lot to do, and it's going to be awesome wherever they take him next.
Yeah, and then feud of the century. This thing's been going on forever. The Ciampa Gargano story is amazing.
Yeah. Now almost a year later after it started, it got wrapped up in a nice little box with a bow on top.
And if you read the internet, which I did, apparently, I think something was said by Triple H on like Facebook or something, saying that if you thought what Ciampa was like before, you haven't seen anything yet. So we're probably going to get an even bigger dickhead after he lost. He even I got a nice tweet that made some heat. It was like one of those old GIF memes of like the dancing guy like that, like you see in like that Mugen game, but with salt in there.
Yeah, the dancing salt shaker, salty salt.
And because he was making excuses on Twitter after he lost to Gargano in that match. And it's just like, oh man, and everybody was just salt.
Absolutely salty.
Just pictures of table salt all over the place.
Absolutely salty. That was a 35-minute barn burner. Johnny 6 Stars, new nickname from now. Holy shit, man! What a story they told.
I was almost emotional after that.
Yeah.
It was. So
they got me with the brace shot to the knee. I was just like, oh no, he just came back from that injury.
Yeah. or when fucking Ciampa was trying to make him feel bad.
To swing the crutch that the plant left, which was hilarious. I've never seen a handicapped person be escorted so briskly away by security. Sir, you're gonna have to limp elsewhere. Goodbye, sir.
Yeah, it's like he got his crutch stolen and gets kicked out of the building.
Both of them.
Wait, but he stole my crutches, sir. You're gonna have to calm down,
sir.
Please.
You're gonna have to leave.
But that match was great all around.
That exact moment like you're referring to when Johnny was gonna swing at him, and he just kind of gave you the
puppy dog eyes.
The puppy dog eyes, like, all right, I know it's coming.
And his eye was swollen.
Oh yeah.
But they also had the spot where Ciampa did the old DIY finish move from the corner. There's so many things in that match.
Speaking of that, did you love his entrance music?
None.
It sounded
nothing. It sounded great.
It sounded great. It sounded like boo, boo, fuck you, Ciampa.
That was.
Oh yeah,
and then you have to watch that match again.
Oh yeah, just go back and watch. He climbs on the apron, just turns around, puts his arms out, just a boo. You're an asshole. And
wait, what was his entrance music again?
It was just boo. I'm running out of air. It was one of my favorite parts where he gets in the corner and you're just like, oh my god, he's getting stronger. He's absorbing the booze as he closes his eyes.
I'm sitting there. Would everybody shut up? You're actually making him stronger. He feeds off of your booze.
It was booked a genius match.
Yeah,
Genius match, man. That match came out of nowhere. It surprised everybody. It
didn't come out of nowhere.
It kind of stole the weekend.
That might be the best match of the weekend.
For my thoughts, I didn't think it was going to be that. It was going to have that much of I don't think the story was going to be that big of a deal.
It was.
I didn't think it was going to be. No. In my opinion, I don't think the story was that big of a deal until they put on the fucking performance that, for me,
it's been
it's
been building for like
a
year,
and
months.
Yeah,
he screwed him out of a title.
I didn't think a non-sanctioned match would be anything like that.
Okay,
it blew away. The bar was set real low, which is kind of a good thing.
My bar was set pretty medium high.
Oh, you got to lower that, sir.
No, that was gonna.
You got to lower that, sir, because you got the rest of WWE kicking that bar over for you.
No, but for that match, I had high expectations in general, just considering what we've seen Johnny do, and the fact that this feud has been it's been the most heated rivalry that we've ever had on that show. Pretty much, there really isn't many bigger feuds out of that company.
Well, it took a couple months.
Right, but because it was supposed to.
I'm saying it took forever because Ciampa had to recover from his knee injury first.
Right.
That was a good 7 months solid of Johnny losing. He won a couple. Lose, getting back on track. Yeah, I gotta win. Oh my god, here's my title shot. I lost. My fucking nemesis is back. Great.
Right. But I thought it went perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely did. I'm just saying, man, I kept the bar nice and low for the beginning of the match, and then by the end of that match, man, there's a reason why that's one of the best shows of the entire weekend.
Yeah. And it's probably NXT's match. I think that's NXT's best takeover. And that's no hyperbole. None at all. That is NXT's best takeover.
That was a ridiculous 3 hours.
That
was the most ridiculous 3 hours they've ever produced. 5 matches in 3 hours. And it was ridiculous.
You'd be hard-pressed to really argue one that might be better than that all around.
Well,
London, maybe.
London was pretty cool. Philly was pretty sweet.
But it wasn't that.
War Games was, as I like to put it, on another level. But this
takeover
was on another level.
I don't think it was War Games was another level. I thought War Games was good, but it wasn't like
this past show is another level.
This show is now the bar has been set at its highest point, and it is NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Right. I have not seen another show have as much good matches up and down the card with story and everything. I mean, like of all the in best matches, I have 4 matches. The ladder match, Ciampa Gargano, the NXT title, and AJ Shinsuke. Those are my things that I just jotted down real quick. I had to pick a couple of matches. 3 of them are on that show. That's the whole weekend. That's the whole weekend. And I mean, after NXT, I watched the rest of the Ring of Honor show, and it was good, but it wasn't NXT.
No.
That's how good TakeOver was.
It wasn't NXT, that's for sure.
Skrull versus Dalton Castle, great match.
Great match.
It was not Ciampa Gargano.
No. You can't.
It was not the ladder match.
You can't compare the two like that because they're different shows.
I understand.
I'll tell you what, though.
But feeling-wise, even though just the overall feeling, I know you can't compare, NXT was just the better show.
It felt like a big house show for Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a massive house show.
Mm-hmm.
Couple cool
with 2 big matches.
With 2 big matches, cool angle here. Bully Ray threatening to kill Cheeseburger with a pile driver. I see the match starting between Cheeseburger, some guy, and the Dogs, and I'm just like, oh man, can we just yes, Bully, please end this. Bully, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Bully.
And Bully ends up going on this thing where he ends up turning heel, being that jaded old timer, telling the young guys you guys all just want this. You guys don't know what it is to be about real wrestling. You don't know how to sell, and doing all the things that we've heard on Twitter. You don't know it's all flips and there's no psychology and all that stuff. He's being that guy.
You are ruining You're
killing
guys,
the business.
You are killing the business. Guys like you, Flip Gordon,
Yeah.
Will Ospreay,
Yeah.
just shaking up all the fucking Twitter garbage and just laying it as a story angle. And then again with the Jack Tunney of Ring of Honor, his name escapes me, just coming out and Bully threatening him. Don't you dare get in this ring or I will end this kid's career and end your show. Before the the Louisiana State Commission is gonna end the show before your precious Cody versus Kenny match. That was also their most attended Ring of Honor show they've ever done.
Doesn't surprise me.
About 6,000 people showed up for that. God damn. New York next year. New York, New Jersey, man. We're gonna break it.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Let's get into the big stuff. WrestleMania. I had fun. Did you have fun? I had a great time.
It was a good show.
Again, I was drinking heavily, so that probably had a lot to do with it.
Yes, arriving at the party at the beginning, or I should say, right kind of in the middle of the Asuka Charlotte match, I was like, I think this is the house. I'm gonna sit in the car though and finish this match. God damn, that was that had to have been my favorite match of the night.
Yeah,
had to have been that one.
The Ronda Rousey match was pretty cool too.
That was pretty cool. I just need the Trips gif of taking all the punches in the corner.
And that gave us, and that, speaking of the intergender stuff, that was their first real attempt at letting, the men and women actually fight each other.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to tap him out.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome if she tapped him out. That would have been crazy.
That, sir, is not illegal.
It would not have been legal in that match, I understand.
They have these silly rules that they're going to placate to, but at the same time, mix it up a little bit.
6 new champions crowned at WrestleMania. Cedric Alexander, Cruiserweight champion. Bludgeon Brothers, in a blink of an eye, became your tag team champions.
Before the cheese got even on your nachos got cool.
Yeah, right. Nia Jax. Finally, new champion. And I just...
What?
Jinder Mahal is your United States champion. Hooray.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
Jinder Mahal. Woohoo. Versus Randy Orton. Yay. I don't care about either of them.
You're exhibiting an unhealthy bias. And Rusev Day.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course.
Why can't Rusev get the little
Because
something
he's
here?
over, stupid.
So
That's
why
why
can't
I
he get a
didn't pick
title?
him. There's no way he's getting into WrestleMania just yet. You gotta wait.
I knew he probably wasn't gonna get it, but I mean, at the same time, why couldn't he have won the match the next night on SmackDown?
I don't know, man. My first choice was Randy. My second was Bobby.
Yeah,
Fair
enough.
That was not the case.
But, fucking, and we're getting versus Randy Orton again.
Let's skip ahead.
Oh! Why are we getting Randy versus Jinder again?
In the same pay-per-view a year different.
Oh!
That wasn't the problem.
With both of them.
That wasn't the problem. The problem was the rematch later on in the Punjabi prison match.
Fuck you.
It's not like we're getting that again.
I hope not. We better not fucking have that again.
No. And this time, Randy's gonna beat Jinder in front of his family. It's what they're gonna do.
Whatever, man.
Whatever. It's what Superstar Shakeup's coming. It's kind of whatever. It's kind of annoying because he has the title. He's kind of locked down on that show. It feels like, and you're just like, ah.
Rollins is your new Intercontinental Champion, though.
Yeah,
I'm the only motherfucker who picked that.
Yes, you are.
Nobody else wanted to pick it, but I was the one who got that one right. I loved the Kingslayer, the Night King, from Kingslayer to Night King. That was awesome. I loved it. No, people are like, I really didn't get it. Like, Game of Thrones, get on the cultural phenomenon, Butters, before we get.
I wasn't surprised. Coach missed it. He misses like half of the references that Corey makes.
No, but there were other people I'm just like, what? Like, I heard it on like some podcast or something. Game of Thrones, goddamn it.
You didn't recognize the armor, the ridiculously bright blue. Obviously, it's a Game of Thrones reference. I know.
Especially
which is
given
funny.
The one from last year.
It's funny that, it's the same thing. It's a similar gimmick from last year, and I got at a Game of Thrones years ago, and I still recognized it.
It was really cool. I liked it a lot. there were people fucking backlashing on Finn too.
About what?
Fuck you.
About what?
For doing the rainbow shit instead of like the demon or something like that. Fuck
Obviously, it's for charity. Just deal with it.
It wasn't for charity. It was just in general. He just
No. He wore it to represent the LBGTQREQ groups of Orlando. Yeah.
Okay.
That's exactly.
Good for him.
There were people representing Orlando, which, if you don't remember,
the nightclub
recently were targeted by a religious extremist. Yeah, that kind of happened. And so, look, it's WrestleMania. That's exactly where I expect it to happen. Yeah. Demon would have been cool too, but you know what?
But we haven't been doing the demon.
We haven't been doing it in months.
Yeah.
So,
and he doesn't need the demon yet because it doesn't make sense in the story.
Yeah.
Like if he starts coming back out, it's like, oh,
they're gonna build that when that happens.
Yeah.
They're gonna build that
because it's got to be a special thing. You can't do it all the time. And NXT, it was special because he did it when there was a big show, and the big shows in NXT were like 3, sometimes 6 months spread out. So it was perfectly fine. But yeah, the and the whole gimmick is Balor Club is for everyone. It's a message of inclusion. Fuck you. You guys are assholes.
You don't like the club? Don't join the club.
Yeah, get out of here. We don't need you.
Relax. Like, I expect that at WrestleMania. I don't expect that Monday Night Raw, and they didn't do that Monday Night Raw. Well, yeah, you still have the same gear. Who gives a fuck? Anyway.
Right. It's just dumb. And then your shocker of a new champion on Sunday. Well, not so much a shocker, but I guess one person was a shocker. Braun Strowman. For the better part of 24 hours.
That is not a shocker,
was your Raw Tag Team Champion.
That is not a shocker, sir.
With a 10-year-old boy named Nicholas.
That was a shocking part.
It was fun. And that's cool, and I kind of get what they were doing, but
man, a lot of the critics hated it.
Yeah,
I
understand their point.
I listen to a bunch of wrestling podcasts besides our own, and a lot of them, a couple of them did not. I did not say a lot of them. A couple of them didn't like that,
and I understand their points for the most part.
Kind of like keep kayfabe here and there. It was exactly what it needed to be. And it was what I wanted the entire time.
Tana was in the audience?
He was.
And he was raising his hand? Supposedly, I saw somebody on Twitter that ended up sitting near him or something like that.
Like, oh my God, Tana's right there. Pick him, you idiot. Pick him.
And he was sitting there, me.
Right here. Right here. I am Ace. Like, I'll go out to the ring and they'll yell, go Ace. It'll be great. All my foreigners sound the same.
They do. There's no one. It's just
That's how you dodge racist comments. They all sound the same.
Why does it sound like you're just a leprechaun all the time?
Why do they all sound like the Eastern Europeans? Oh yeah, that'd be great.
It's just you'd only do Asian.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, your phone's blowing up.
Oh my God. Comments are coming back already. Yeah, this isn't
sorry,
good.
Sorry, folks. Show's canceled.
Oh, this isn't good. All right, we have to move on to something else.
Yeah, and
I liked it. I thought it was fun.
It was silly.
It gave me what I wanted, which was Braun winning the tag titles practically by himself.
I get their point in some areas, though. It's like it just takes you out of it sometimes, a little bit, I guess. And then for him to just give it up the next day, like, I guess it just.
Oh yeah, you would say in hindsight, I would have preferred this instead of this. Case, the first thing you're gonna hear is I'd rather it be Braun against Undertaker or Braun against
Cena, but we knew that
Cena as his tag team partner, something or another. That's not what they went with. This is what they went with.
They went with a 3-minute match versus John Cena, who had to run to the back after that amazing Asuka Charlotte match.
Not to be topped by Braun and Nicholas, the youngest Raw Tag Team Champion ever,
the youngest WWE champion. Period.
Yeah. 4 minutes, 4-minute match, and he got tagged in, and quickly was tagged out.
Right.
It was what it needed to be. People could argue otherwise. Oh my God, that makes the tag titles look like garbage. No, it doesn't.
No, but we got this
one man beat the shit out of the bar, is what it was.
But we got this little mini tournament out of it, which is kind of cool. We got to see AOP join the show because of it. So there's no... I don't necessarily like what AOP did, but we don't know where it's going, so we'll see. And I think we know why. We don't think that Ellering's going to be doing that 300-day schedule.
That, and they even had a .com where they were asked about it, and Ellering walked in the frame saying, like, what are you guys doing? I came up with the plan to win the Dusty tournament. I came up with the plan to win the tag titles. 2 things that haven't happened to them in a little while. I kind of get it. They're doing something different with them. Paul's going out. Maybe someone's going to replace him.
I hope so. I don't know who, but it would be nice if those 2 guys had a manager, because sometimes you just need a manager. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't talk or something, but sometimes it's just a nice thing to have.
This was a team that, like, rarely spoke English, let alone talked on the mic. It's been Paul the whole time, so, of course, my expectations of their charisma ability, very low.
Right.
They could surprise us and go on their own. I think a team like that, a team of monsters, needs someone to point the direction which way to smash.
Like Alana or something like that.
Yeah. I just need a manager. I would really like a manager.
Some kind of a manager.
Yeah.
Did we really talk about the Asuka Charlotte thing? Because that was amazing.
We kind of blew past it. It was
I can't believe Asuka lost.
Yeah, that was brutal, man. That was those same wrestling critics who didn't like the Raw tag match said, well, you kind of gotta, not to quote a guy, but you gotta feed the champion. And I was like, yeah, but man, that's rough. That's rough. That was rough.
It was rough. It might have been match of the night.
It was for me, I think. That was my favorite match of the night.
I didn't like the finish, but it was incredible.
It was technical. They had counter moves to counter moves.
The moonsault.
The moonsault right into the armbar, with no one saw it coming. I was like, oh oh And but yeah, the quick finish. Oh man, I'm throwing this right in. Figure 8.
She tapped out.
Tap out.
I thought it was because the only reason I wasn't exactly a big fan of that finish is because it looked like Charlotte's arm was going to collapse on itself, and then
she just did it,
and then Asuka tapped
one arm because the Empress has fallen. All hail the Queen for at least 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever it was.
Anything else that we left off Mania that you wanted to cover?
How did you not choose DB and Shane, man? You really got sucked
because
into
I thought Kevin Owens were coming back and getting their job still.
No,
I don't know what's going on with that now because they still even after Raw they went to at the end of Raw and there's no nothing happened. They didn't win.
TNA's hiring. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of screwing with you. I know we already covered that. You know, we didn't talk about Cena Undertaker.
Yeah, what's there to talk about? It's 3 minutes.
It's a 3 minute. I'm like, there was no Cena this week.
He didn't show up.
He didn't show up Monday. He didn't show up Tuesday. I doubt he's showing up on NXT. So, like,
Undertaker knocked him back to NXT.
OVW. That's where it is. OVW, where he went through. I was hoping it would be a story they were telling of like Cena, just like, oh man, it hasn't been going good for me, guys. I don't know what I'm even doing here, kind of deal.
I hope so.
Like, I was hoping this would be a story that would rock the Cena character, like maybe Hollywood is for me. No, I can't. They didn't do any of that. It was a 3-minute TV squash match.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's because of that he didn't show up on Monday or Tuesday that he didn't get that. Maybe he shows up next week, but I feel like Cena's got to address the fact that he got blown out on WrestleMania by the Undertaker.
I thought that, but then this morning before we recorded, I saw the post that they booked Undertaker and Rusev for a casket match at Saudi Arabia, which was weird because these last 2 nights they were booking matches for Saudi. They were doing matches for spots at the Saudi Arabia show, but this was just straight up announced out of nowhere.
It sounds like they took 2 people out of a grab bag and put them in a match.
They're booking arguably one of their biggest one of the biggest shows out of the year next to WrestleMania, attendance-wise, in the Middle East, so it's gonna be big. I was kind of hoping for a story from Cena or a story from Undertaker. I saw a Rusev Day response with Aiden English responding, hey, apparently even the dead rise on Rusev Day. Great tweet, sir. That gets a like.
So, new to the show, on Monday and Tuesday, we got quite a few people show up.
Oh, yeah.
Amber Moon makes her appearance, starts tearing some arms off. Or no, wait, who did she beat? Who did she beat? I forgot.
She gave Alexa Bliss.
The Eclipse. Yeah, got a pinfall victory over the recently unseated champion. We got AOP. No, wait, Jose. No, I hope that this doesn't become another Adam Rose character.
That's like the first thing everyone thought when whenever we talked about where's No Way Jose, what's he up to, how would he fit on this show, because he's got to get there. That's the point of being in NXT, is you're trying to get to the bigger show. He got to the bigger show, now it's just a question of whether or not they're gonna book him right. They did it in NXT. He was the happy to be there guy, but when the bell rang, it was all business. He had a short feud with Austin Aries where he brought the fight to Austin Aries. Aries went over, of course, but if they didn't do that, that would have been a massive detriment to his character.
Oh, absolutely.
If he didn't have an edge, and I hope they book him with an edge.
Well, they have said that even in the promo.
Those exact words I said, right?
Those exact words, essentially.
Well, there's saying it, and then there's actually doing it.
Right. Then we got probably the two biggest of all of them, maybe outside of Ember Moon. But Bobby Lashley is back on the show after many, many years away.
in another territory.
Yeah.
He was a top guy in that territory.
He's the reason TNA's hiring.
Look. I wasn't sold on Bobby Lashley for over a year. Over a year, I was just like, he grew on me. He is that good. Right. And give it enough time, he'll be able to show us that.
Well, it's one of those things where he had to, when he came in, he was fresh and he didn't know anything. And he wasn't that good at a couple of different things.
That was what, 2000...
a while ago.
That was it was long. That was like 2005, 2006.
Long
right?
enough.
Yeah.
So he went a bunch of other places and got way better at all the things that he wasn't very good at, and now he's back. And now he knows, like with EC3 and Bobby Lashley understand the responsibilities of carrying an entire company on your back, and they've done that. And when you have that under your belt, regardless of the size of the company, you know what's expected of you when you get to the biggest company. And if you can do that at a smaller one, chances are you're probably going to have a pretty good go of it in the biggest one.
Absolutely.
So, and you can even tell it right away in little .com on YouTube after his debut. It's like, oh man, he's really easy to talk to. He absolutely knows what he has to say, and there's no pausing, there's no deer in the headlights. It's like, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. All right, cool. Let's do this.
He said somewhere, I think one of those, I didn't show up to wait in no line. I'm here to get to some action. Yeah. It's going to be exciting. Bobby Lashley, and of course, there's technically two more on there.
Yes.
That grabbed everyone's attention Tuesday night.
Because they're iconic, sir.
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy to see them on the show. You want to talk about making a debut splash.
You want to talk about a pop? Like Monday, you didn't give nearly as many fucks about somebody. No Way Jose, yeah. But then as soon as you hear the iconic music, you're like, yes! Yes!
I just get to see both of those gorgeous ladies on my TV every week.
Talking shit.
Yeah.
And backing it up.
And costing champions their title.
God damn, yeah.
Here's the thing. Can we have a talk with Mike Chioda, please? Mike, if you're listening, and I know you are.
Well,
you've worked here before, right? Aren't you the senior SmackDown official?
Senior?
The senior official of Tuesday Night SmackDown, right? He is? I'm not crazy? He's worked here for over a decade, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Does he not know what the Money in the Bank briefcase looks like?
Oh, I know. He knows what it looks like.
So then what the hell was the holdup?
He wasn't
Are you
sure.
kidding me?
He wasn't sure what she meant when she was shoving it in his chest.
Cash it in.
Oh my God, my chest!
Ring the bell!
Ring the bell, Bob!
Oh my God, ring the bell! You're gonna blow it for us!
I think I have a theory. In Mike Kyoto's defense, you equated Carmella's running of her mouth to cherry bomb, which is
yes,
exactly that. You run your mouth. She might have been working at a pitch that only dogs could hear. So Mike was like, "What?
Ring the bell!
What are we doing? Oh, you want me to cash this in?
Yes!
Are you sure?
Oh my God!
Are you sure?
Oh, if that ended up with her losing it somehow, I was going to murder Mike Kyoto.
The whole point though was genius.
Oh no, it was very
to
good.
See Charlotte stagger.
Yeah,
because
she got the shit
was
kicked out of her.
Because that last boot to the face was she didn't move the rest of the time.
And I love
until she got up later.
I love Peyton and Billy's just almost inept. Villain trying to get her back in the ring. He's like, get her up!
Yeah.
Oh my God, get her up!
Selling it that she's dead weight.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of that, was selling it. She is just dead. She's done. It's just like, come on, get her goddamn ass in here. Pose. Oh, it was great.
And then cash in, and Carmella is money.
Yeah.
Because
Mella is money.
And she's your new champ.
Absolutely is. No one saw that shit coming. Well,
yeah.
Well,
once I saw her get taken to the outside and getting the shit kicked out of her, I'm like, Carmella, hit your music. Oh my God, somebody hit her music! Well, somebody hit this woman's music!
She was arguing with the producer backstage. Play my music! I have this briefcase!
Does nobody remember why I have this thing?
I know it's been 287 days. Let me remind you.
A couple of big returns as well. We saw the return of Jeff Harvey. Excuse me, Hardy. And the hilarious bit that he had backstage.
Because the first question I had is, are we Woken Universe or not? And we are acknowledging Woken Universe.
And he just starts talking with his brother in that weird voice, making all the references.
Brother Moore and Brother Harris. Wyatt. Yeah, we'll go with Wyatt, because he's
right.
Brother Wyatt. And then he just turns around and Finn and Seth are just standing like, what the fuck?
He just pans over to Finn and Seth like, oh yeah, these guys were here the whole time.
What the fuck was that? What the hell were you guys talking about? Have you lost your mind, Jeff?
And the best return, in my eyes, Joe. We got Samoa Joe back.
Yeah.
Because conspiracy theory Roman is ridiculous.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
That was such a you can't look, guys, you can't fault Roman for that. That was a terrible promo.
It was. I don't know who decided to go that route.
If that was his call, that was a terrible call. Whoever that promo was just what the fuck. I was confused. Wait a minute. You got another shot.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You got another shot.
Samoa Joe is the babyface in this story. Quit your complaining. You're going to lose in 2 weeks, and then I'm going to kick your ass at Backlash. That's a good thing. Samoa Joe,
it's a great
Elias, thing. Two of the best booked superstars.
Elias was
performance
amazing at WrestleMania. You want to talk loud? Holy shit, that was loud. That and the Rusev Day pops were like, Jesus, you gotta give these guys something. Not everybody gets a chant like Elias got, with 70,000 something people going walk with Elias as loud as they humanly possibly can. You gotta know that you gotta do something with that. Like, come on.
You gotta remember, Vince McMahon also, for a long period of time, didn't want to put the belt on Shawn Michaels. For a long period of time. They'll figure it out eventually.
I guess.
They'll get to it.
I guess.
They'll get to it. You know what you do? You buy your Rusev Day t-shirt, which I'm waiting as soon as there's another good sale.
It's like one of the best-selling shirts.
As soon as there's another good sale. Yeah. That mower of lawn with Matt on it.
I need the new Shinsuke and the mower of lawn shirt for sure.
Shinsuke Nakamura. What a dick he is this
Oh,
week.
it's so good.
What a dick!
You want to? That's one of the matches that we didn't really even talk about. The AJ Shinsuke match. That was great. That was everything I wanted it to be, except for the finish.
In my opinion, I thought it was good.
It was good. I liked it a lot.
It wasn't iconic.
No, it wasn't.
It was a pretty good match, and then the right in the ding ding spot.
Yeah, man.
Was
it's always great, man.
Perfect. And then hitting him again twice on Tuesday right in the ding ding.
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke's a dick, and he's getting boos like he should be.
Yep.
Until they went off the air, and they had a match with Ziggler where he got cheers.
I don't know, man.
The WrestleMania fallout is like kind of the questionable part. There were a couple good things, like even though Paige retired, she is now the SmackDown
we
GM.
almost didn't talk about Paige.
I felt so much better then.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God that we finished with the heartwarming tale of Paige getting hired again.
Yes,
because that was brutal.
I thought when she meant she had to go, I thought maybe done with the company, but because Vince isn't done with it.
She said the previous night that it's like she's retiring from in-ring, so I had a feeling they were going to do something with her, but I didn't think they were going to bring her right back as the GM. But it's a
good move.
It's a good move.
Yes, I want her on my. If I only have her on my TV every week, perfect.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. SmackDown has the opportunity to be a very good show coming up. It all depends on what happens next week, to be honest.
Superstar shakeup could be what possibly makes or breaks SmackDown for the next 6 months.
If they're going to do it at random, can we at least have the old Royal Rumble pick a ball sort of thing?
Well, that's
with a bunch of people's names on it?
It's not the draft. They're not calling it the draft. They're calling it the shakeup, which means you can kind of do whatever you want.
Right. So here's what I would like them to do. Instead of the last time they did this, to where it didn't even seem like commentary knew what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
How about because when The Miz came out, he goes, Michael Cole's direct words. I guess The Miz is on Raw?
I guess.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Make deals. You have two GMs. They can trade people. You talk about signing people to contracts all the time. Have the people that are in NXT get signed to contracts and get called up. Have Paige make a deal with Kurt Angle. Look, do you really? I can't give you all of the New Day, but you can get if you give us somebody or whoever it is. Like, you know what? That's a big star. But I can't. I'll give you 2 members of the New Day instead of all 3, and we keep like Big E. But you get Kofi and Xavier, and we get some decent like big name guy, like a mid card guy on that show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could do stuff like that, but they won't do any of that. But even if it was random, just
we can't
pick
say
guys
they
out of
won't.
a hat.
We can't say they won't do that. But the last time they did that, they didn't do
any of that.
They didn't do half the production they should have done to make it a more interesting show.
Yeah.
It wasn't interesting at all. It was just, they're here.
Or have matches like between Bayley and Sasha. I've sort of seen they've got a match next week, right?
Yeah.
How about that's to stay on Raw?
They're teasing every angle on. As far as .com, Twitter, Facebook, they're teasing every possibility between having it draft style and including other brands like NXT, the UK division, 205 Live. I know, is it 8 guys technically a division? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure.
It's not. They have to have their own. They don't have a show.
Yeah. Well, they're contracted. Show is yet to happen.
but you know what I mean. I need to see matches to stay on your current brand or something like that. I need to see you get 2 picks out of a hat from the Raw pool. And you get those people.
WWE UK exists and it doesn't. 205 Live is another one.
I don't care about the UK thing. But
stop arguing me and let me finish my fucking
arguing
point.
with you.
Look, they could do draft style where it's separate brands. They could do deals where they do swaps.
They could do all of those, and they're probably not.
And they're also teasing Sasha doesn't want to go to SmackDown Live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who knows
if they do any of those things, I'll be happy than doing none of those things. Because so far, and the times that they have had this in the past, they have done none of those things. The only time they did it right, in my opinion, was when they first split the rosters in the first place.
Well, that's because the first one was a draft. That we're talking about the last Superstar shakeup,
right?
And
they
it
did
was
none
crap.
of those things.
Hopefully, they do this one right the second time around.
Yeah. So, was there anything else? I don't think I got anything else.
We pretty much cleared
Covered most of
everything.
it. If there's anything that we missed, get to us.
Yes, don't add us on Twitter.
At the WHPC on Twitter.
Never mind,
And
add us on
Instagram.
Twitter, Instagram. We have a Gmail. You can email us.
At the WHPC on
A complex
email as well.
question that takes more than 100 characters, email.
If you need to.
Yes, preferably.
There's the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/thewhpc.
Yes,
as well. We're
going to be
stuff
playing new COD is out.
Yeah, I might
They've
be doing
updated
that
the
again.
game. The updates on your console.
Been playing
You
Far
said
Cry
you
a
might
lot.
be getting into it. Well, you didn't put it on the console I'm using, so you should be hopping on the COD.
Maybe.
We'll see. Got it.
Was Dontaku is on its way? Wrestling Dontaku is coming up soon.
No, it's May. Beginning of May. 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
It's
they got
the
a lot
next
of road
in line.
shows.
It's
Yeah.
coming up.
We got a bunch of road shows, but then, beginning
We got the
of
Greatest
May.
Royal Rumble coming up on my birthday.
Yes.
We're going on a bit of a trip. I don't know if we're going to be back that week or not, so we'll keep everybody updated. But
We'll be back.
this should be a nice little decompress.
We'll be back.
Little
We'll be back
episode.
to talk about the trip and what's coming up. Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back.
We'll be
that
back next
Wednesday.
week
We'll
for
be back
sure.
that Wednesday, yeah.
If there's a week off, we'll probably know in advance.
2
But,
weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back next week.
We're not missing anything. No. Yeah. No shows being missed. You're welcome.
Theoretically.
I'm going on vacation, but we're still putting out a show.
Because that's the type of effort we like to give here at the World Cup.
Lackadaisical. I mean, persistent content. Yeah.
I am Howie Farrell.
I'm done. I'm the champ.
That's the champ. We'll see you next week.
Stadler?
Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.